Hi, TJ. This is your grandfather. I just got home from your first birthday party. It is so hard to believe a year went by. At your party, there were so many friends of your mother and father. They have earned the respect of a lot of people. I hope you grow up with the same ability to have a lot of friends. Friends have to be earned. They just don't walk in the front door. Whatever you do in life, have a lot of confidence in yourself, no matter what you do, and don't let anyone tell you any different. It is not important whether you win or lose. It is important to give it your best shot. I wish I had more energy so that I could play with you more. I watched you grow into a happy baby this past year, and your mother and father love you very much, and so do I. I know you will grow up to be a fine young man. I put a book together, and it kind of has some pictures in it of actually my grandmother, my grandfather, my mother, my father, and things that I did when I was a boy. Things were a lot different than growing up than they are today. And it's a little something that you can look back at so you know a little bit about me. I know you have a lot to learn in life, but I've brought you a Bible, and I hope someday that you find the time to read the New Testament. I didn't read it till lately, to be honest with you. I started to read the Bible years ago, and I found it too confusing, and I didn't understand it. But that was the Old Testament. The New Testament is a lot simpler, and Jesus will always be there for you. We all make mistakes in life, and Jesus is the one that you can actually talk to and ask to be forgiven. I hope you find the time to actually read that and try to live up to it. One of the greatest rewards in life is when you help someone else out. And I hope you learn that, and I hope you live your life that way. Always stay close to your family. It is actually the strongest bond you have in life. And pick your friends very carefully, especially when you're a teenager. There's a lot of different types of people out there, and I'm sure you're going to meet them all. Just remember, there are givers out there, and there are takers. A giver can never give enough, and a taker can never take enough. The sad thing is the taker always ends up with nothing. I hope you're a giver in life. In the book, you will read that there's a little saying I put in there that goes something like this. I went out looking for a friend and found none. I went out to be a friend, and I had friends everywhere. I've got some friends for the last 45 years that I still keep in contact with, and they still write to me. And I'm pretty happy to know these people and to know that they're still there. I mentioned earlier in the tape about self-confidence. That's one thing I never really lacked in my life. I only went to high school. I never went to college. But I've tackled different jobs that I had no idea what I was doing. But I just believed in myself that I could do it. And I started it, and before long the job got done. And I learned a lot from it. So never be afraid to tackle anything that you don't know. The first step is to start it, and then you can learn about it as you're going along. I built a lot of different things in my life, actually, and I didn't have the slightest idea what I was doing when I started it. But I just stayed with it, and I believed I could do it. And it got done. Oh, there's one other thing I forgot to mention at the beginning, too. Never hold any grudges against anyone. Always learn to forgive anyone who's done anything against you. If you don't, the only one you hurt is yourself. You know, there's a story in the Bible that tells about a king who had one of his servants brought before him and who owed him a lot of debt. And the servant begged for forgiveness to the king. And the king did forgive for all his debt instead of selling off his family as slaves. And when the servant left the temple, he ran across one of his servants who owed him a little bit of a debt. And he had him thrown in jail because he couldn't pay his debt. When the king found out about this, he brought the servant back in there, and he says, "You begged me for forgiveness, and I forgave you, yet you couldn't forgive your servant." And he had him locked up and thrown back in jail. This is what forgiveness is all about. If you expect to be forgiven for your mistakes, you have to learn to forgive others for their mistakes. During your lifetime, you will run across problems in your life. Don't let them control your life. Every problem may seem very big today, but tomorrow when you look back at it, it's not as big as you might think it was. Learn to face the problem. Either solve it right away or learn to live with it. Don't waste too much of your life dwelling on one simple problem. It really gets you nowhere. No matter what life has in store for you, always remember I love you dearly. And during those special occasions when you get married, when you graduate from high school, when you graduate from college, when you become a father yourself, look over your shoulder. I will be watching you.